People on the south side of the circulation here are going to get the brunt of it, and that looks like Everglades City may get the worst of it. I'll show you that in detail in just a second, but I wanted to just show you it's now speeding up. It's moving at 20 miles per hour now, and that means it's going to clear the peninsula in within about 3 or 4 hours. So the worst of it, it's only going to last about 3 or 4 hours, and then it's going to be racing off to the northeast. Now let's look more closely at where the circulation is right now, and you can see the center coming in here very close to Naples, with the right front quadrant, which is the danger quadrant, just to the south, coming in toward Everglades City. Now you're going to get some very strong winds in Key West as well with this band just to the south, but it looks like Key West and the other portions of the Florida Keys are going to be just on the outside of the eye wall. That doesn't mean you're not going to get strong winds, but the worst probably right in here. So let's look at some of the impacts from this system that we expect. First of all, where that right front quadrant makes landfall near Everglades City, probably 12 to 15 feet, could be a little bit higher, some isolated location. Farther to the north, up toward Naples and north, the wind is blowing offshore. Boy, that's a savior for you. So this water of 2 to 5 feet is primarily inside sound flooding, not direct ocean flooding. So this is going to be relatively minor. 5 to 8 feet is still possible in the Keys down here as the system swings through. Then on the other side, we could have 1 to 3 feet, maybe 2 to 4 down here. Notice at one of the Virginia Key observation sites, the water is running about 2 feet above normal tide level right there in the greater Miami area. Now let's look at a couple of other features here. First of all, the direct structure damage. Likely to have some structure damage in this area, including the Florida Keys. And it's possible within the yellow area that extends up north of Naples and then over toward the Fort Lauderdale and Miami area. So as the system moves through, we could get some damage in the greater Miami, Fort Lauderdale area in the form of some poorly constructed roofs, or damaged roofs could be further damaged, signs down. Power outage, of course, is going to be widespread. I'll show you that in a second. But the lighting systems throughout the city could go down, a lot of signs down, and a lot of trees possibly going down. And with those trees going down, therefore power outages going down, we expect widespread power outages from north of Palm Beach, just south of Vero Beach, including Naples, down through the Keys over the next 6 hours. And once the system moves away, then you're going to pick up the pieces, and of course it'll be daylight by that time. You'll be able to see that. On top of that, we have wave action of about 16 to 22 feet coming in right in this area. In the Keys, that's not going to be an effect, primarily because the waves are going to be breaking well offshore of the Keys. But if you're out in a boat there, you're in big trouble. Now here's our projected path coming right in through here, coming across the Florida Peninsula, somewhere between the Palm Beaches and Fort Lauderdale, extending off the coast by the afternoon, Monday afternoon, and then racing off to the northeast, becoming extra tropical as it goes. But you can see by Tuesday morning off the Carolinas, by Tuesday afternoon, it's heading out to sea, and we think only peripheral impacts in the form of strong winds, more on the backside of a cold front that's pushing off as a hurricane races offshore. So relatively indirect impacts on the east coast of the United States, we think, from this is primarily going to be a South Florida and the Florida Keys impacts. The next 3 to 4 hours is going to be the worst. Let's get back now to the studio.